interpreter, right? So we online and recording and all that kind of.
Oh yeah.
We're good. Oh, okay. Oh my God. State the business of nature. May I borrow your insignificance? I'll get it right back. I wouldn't try to teach you. Please frustrate me. She didn't say no. I didn't ask her. Hold me gently in your contempt. What information do you desire? Call up the talk show. There are words that have no meaning. I use them to talk to you. So hi, welcome to Works. I'm Joe, president of the board here at Works, and welcome to Well Read. What's going on around us up here is the end of the auction. We had our auction, and there's still art on the walls all around me right here. And there's actually like a minimum bid and a retail on everything around you. And if it's hanging still on the wall, all the stuff down there with numbers on it, those got to be picked up by whoever won those. And most people who won them walked away with it on auction night, but there's still some to pick up. But the rest of these things hanging on the wall with those little signs on them are actually for sale even tonight, you know. And so they're available for the minimum bid, which is like no more than half, and in many cases about like 20, 25%, 30% of retail. So take a look and come on in and see us. You know, find us at Work San Jose, gallery at Work San Jose, and say, well, this week before those get picked up by their artists, what do you got? Anyways. Coming up next, oh my God, it's really exciting. There's going to be about 70, somewhere between 70 and 80 young animators who are going to be in. We're going to bring up our 20-something screens all around the place, and there's going to be character designs, storyboards, all sorts of things towards animation, and of course, you know, video and such of digital and analog and hand-drawn animation from all sorts of folks graduating from San Jose State. So that's going to be our next thing. And then we've got exhibitions about climate change and artists reacting to that into the end of the year. And those are all like guest curated shows. At the first of the year, look us up. We're going to bring back, well, our mishmash that we did 10 years ago with the Super Bowl, which was something like Super Hunger Anti-Valentine Bowl Games Part 50. And this time, that was for the 50th Super Bowl. Here, Santa Clara and San Jose are going to host the 60th Super Bowl. So we're going to have Super Hunger Anti-Valentine Bowl Games Part 60. And that's going to be a really big public show with probably over 100 artists like it was last time. Last time we were also an official event of Super Bowl 50 here at Works. And so this is a new venue for us. We're seeing if that can happen again. We don't know if that can happen again, but we're going to be like pretty fucking snarky about it, one way or the other. So look, there he is. I was wondering where the hell that guy was. All right. Larry's here. All right. I was thinking like, what is this? Like, it's not a party without Larry here. So, all right. So I'm going to give you now, thanks so much for indulging me for a couple minutes right there. He's got the clipboard. And so anyways, follow us, follow Poetry Center. Go to @WorkSanJose on all forms of social media. Go to @PCSJ on all sorts of social media. And now we're going to get into the poetry reading. So I'm going to give to you right now the president of Poetry Center San Jose, I hope he's got something to read too. I kind of, secretly read to you guys. That was called Snippets, by the way, from back in my history of spoken word. And I've got some rougher shit if you like later. But
yes.
But anyways, I give to you Rob Passage.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, folks, and welcome to Works San Jose and Well-Read Readings series. And Poetry Center's got quite a few things, of course, for Poetry Month. Just briefly, we have the Poetry Invitational at Triton Museum, and that's Friday, April 11th at 7 p.m. We also have Poetry Lounge featuring Kim Johnson, Saturday the 12th via Zoom. Third Thursday, open mic at Willow Glen Library featuring Jose Jimenez, April 17th at 7 p.m. And then Jose will also be our featured instructor for Poets Play Creative Writing Workshop at Markham House. So that's Saturday, March 19th at 1 p.m. The refrigerator is stocked. I was just mentioning we've got AC and it's a nice spread. So, and then finally, Beautiful Black Books, returning Saturday, April 19th at 11 a.m. via Zoom featuring Mona Webb. And so these are just a few. For more information about all of our upcoming events, just go to pcsj.org. And there you can also become a member or donate. We'd love your support. Okay. Now, I'd like to just give member supporting remarks here. That Poetry Center San Jose is a member-supported organization funded in part by grants from Applied Materials Foundation, City of San Jose's Office of Cultural Affairs, Literary Arts Emergency Fund, supported by the Mellon Foundation, Knight Foundation, Poets and Writers, Silicon Valley Community Foundation, SV Creates in partnership with the County of Santa Clara, and the California Arts Council, and also supported in part by a SV Creates National Endowment for the Arts grant. We also thank Brandenburg Family Foundation and Ann and Mark's Art Party for their generous gift. Okay.
Wow.
Thanks. Yeah. Okay, yeah. What a list, huh? And much to do about that, given current situation in the country. So, we've got an open mic, and for Poetry Month, 3 poems, as you wish. All right, and the first person to come to the mic is Janine U.C. Come on.
Yay!
You do 6, you're just short.
The poem I'm going to read is a protest poem. Ritual, August 6, 2018. Prone on the pavement which radiates heat, I close my eyes against the late summer sun. Children outline our bodies in chalk. They bend over us as if they are nurses tending the wounded, gardeners tending our graves. When they finish my outline, I open my eyes. The 2-year-old stares, somewhat surprised. Blonder than the sun, skin so white, red splotches on her cheeks and forehead. I thank her, stand up, look at my blue outline. My great-grandfather speaks to me from the part of me that comes from him. His permanent outline on a Munich street, the plaque on the wall. Kurt Eisner, who proclaimed the Bavarian Republic on 8 November 1918, later Prime Minister of the Republic of Bavaria, was murdered here on 21 February 1919. Our chalk outlines will wash away as our memories of Hiroshima and Nagasaki fade. Their survivors contain the demon seeds replanted, genetic defects unto infinite generations, the half-life of our infamy.
Thank you, Janine. Now, please welcome to the mic Felicia Clark.
I'm Felicia Clark, and I am from the Fox Valley in Wisconsin. And I am currently living as a full-time nomad traveling around the country. And I am in California for National Poetry Month because I just published my first book of poetry. It's called Awake, Poetry for the Healing, and it's about my healing journey. So I'm going to read a couple poems from that. And it's broken into 4 parts. So innocence, hurting, healing, and renewed. So the first one is in my innocence section, and it's called Foreshadowing. Whatever animal the cat dragged in, we gathered round it with sticks, watching its small chest rise and fall with the writhing of maggots. We carved the carcass like wild beasts, stabbing and studying anatomy, watching the world of slow decay in Earth's oven light. Our sticks were scalpels revealing lungs between ribs, punctured sausage rope intestines, and mashed potato brains and cracked skulls, like a middle school science project. Of course, it could never happen to us. First one. All right. And then this one is called The Yes Girl. Through grocery store aisles, I stretch my arms high to tug yours low, needing you to steer me as I avoid strangers' eyes, counting the linoleum tiles and leaping over cart skid marks. Teachers ask easy questions. I press sweating palms into my lap. Fidgeting, I stare at desk carvings or out the window at hungry birds. Accidental eye contact shrinks me to invisibility in my seat. Too many good manner lessons train me to a life of obedience. My mind screams no, my mouth says yes, over and over and over, again and again and again. I lower my head in shame, recalculating. I easily pretend to disregard emotionally stunted adults who make racist jokes and mask their pain through contagious crutches. I stay vigilant, marinating in distrust and untruths portrayed as love. Where does one store it all? Hidden, deep, building. I am Yellowstone, the overdue caldera, making way for its scalding geyser, its burning chambers of soot and poison. I finally make eye contact with the cracks of the crater. I let myself reflect in its pools and bathe in its edifice. And then I'll read, you said 3 poems, right? All right. I will read this last one. This one is about the night before my hysterectomy. It's called The Final Period. She seeks my attention like a neglected child, swelling and aching, dripping and gripping my resilient insides. Her crumbs ooze from a hungry mouth like clotting leeches or algae in a lake. I try to erase her mess, but she's always hiding behind the last word, like the finality at the end of a sentence. I used to hate her. Tonight is different. Tonight we snuggle on the couch under a heated blanket. I squeeze my arms to wring her out one last time from my damaged walls. As election results trickle in, we wonder, will we be allowed the help we need before it becomes illegal too? Thank you so much.
Beautiful. Thank you, Felicia.
Thank you.
Now please welcome to the mic Donna.
Donna!
This is loosely based on Janine Yussi's poem called Cremation from her book, Aloud, Aloud. I'm going to move away from the microphone because I tend to move a lot.
Find me, make me, build me, give me a Viking ship with a serpent that breathes fire like a fire-breathing figurehead. Cover, layer, fill the deck with everything I've ever worn or ever washed or ever dried or ever baked or ever seen or ever touched or ever drawn or ever wrote. Pour on cans of gasoline, kerosene, anything that burns, pour it on until the paper absorbs it. Place my corpse upon that bed. Push it. Push that ship out to sea. Fuse is lit. Mine set. Fuse is lit. Ah. 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 Oh, let the fireworks begin.
Thank you, Donna. All right. These are prose poems. Okay, Black Cat Alchemy. Sometimes night is gone for weeks. When she returns, she brings nothing back but the smell of burning rubber or the river's rock. Grandma says she climbs over the city to shriek and scratch our sleep. Says even the moon will get cut in the name of my brother for all to see. How everyone will disappear for a day and maybe get a taste of their own ash. All right. This is a piece in progress. Cultured meat, you know, that stuff that you can culture in a dish and then eat it. And you can culture it from your own body. M slowly lifts the mold around her newly cultured steak, shaped like a butterfly. It is thick and pink on a large white platter. The edge of the right wing is lacerated. M stares silently at the moon, glistening in a nutrient bath. Her sister, Iv, gasped, "You can't serve him this. It will be a bad omen. You have another steak for your engagement dinner? I mean, come on, anything. Do you have a cheek steak?" "No. I have only one for myself, this." "Okay? The others didn't take. It's still beautiful, I think. Open that suture kit." "And what kind of steak has he prepared for you? Do you know?" "No, I don't. It's supposed to be a surprise. Hand me the needle and forceps." Here you are. I still can't imagine that Grandma ate animals. "She's still harassing you about this?" M is quiet, leaning over her butterfly steak, bathed in nutrients. Her right hand moving clockwise over the dish, she pierces the edge with a needle and is now looping thread over the tip. "Yes," she calls me a cannibal. "Okay, I'm finishing the first throw. Maybe one more to do. How long do you think it'll take to heal?" "Maybe 3 or 4 days in the incubator. It's not deep. We'll need more serum though. Can you find the scissors?" Iv swiftly removes the scissors from its sterile packaging. "Here you go. Do you need me to get you anything else?" More cremini mushrooms, please. Okay? What you brought are excellent, but they won't be fresh anymore. And what recipe did you decide to use? Chuckles. Okay, this is done. Recipe? Grandma's stracchetti di manzo with arugula. But I'm adding salicid with your cremini. And I'm not preparing this as strips. I'm going to slowly feed it to him, whether he likes it or not. I'm going to call him now, okay? Just let him know that we need a few more days. I love it. Any reaction to that? Yeah, okay, so, you know, it took like a year and a half to get the guts to read that. So, okay.
Thank you for your guts.
More from where that came from. First day of school. 7 a.m., our city shrouded in wildfire smoke. My son is yet to leave for school, his first class U.S. history. And he eats cereal now while watching videos about a turtle named Hope, an albino pink-belly side neck, her exposed heart size of a tiny pea, beating almost outside of her plastron. He corrects me. You can't cover the heart. It increases the risk of infection, don't you know? Better to see it and follow it daily. We see each other less because of work and exams and his need for space to be. I lean in a little to hold this moment closer. Scent of his hair, manuka honey, and mafura oil. Together, we watch her dive for something, and like that, he's out the door. Only briefly returning to remind me about that spider web in front of the door. Thank you. Now, please welcome to the mic, Larry Hollis.
So this past week was kind of hard emotionally. A week ago Sunday, I walked into work with one of my friends, and she said, "Oh, I'm just not feeling myself." And then she went home early from work. And Thursday was the next time she was scheduled in. Didn't come. Didn't call in sick. And so supervisor and good friend of hers did a wellness check on her. She was found dead in her house. This is called petrichor. That's the smell that rain makes. I smell the petrichor coming up from the sidewalk. I curse the blue sky broken up by single cumulus cloud for revealing who I am. How in a single moment you were here and now, and now, and now, and now, you know. I just hope I was right and you were wrong. Because if I'm right, then someday we'll meet again. I'll miss your brownies, your blondies, your lemon squares, and your cookies. Most of all, I will miss you. Thank you. One of the things I've decided to do is my great-great-grandfather, he wrote poetry over 100 years ago. I have a number of his poems. I've been doing responses to him. And I did one probably 15 years ago, and then I picked it up this year. This one I'm actually doing a call and response, a stanza of his, and I write my response to that stanza. His poem was called The Present Day, and it's one of the few poems he didn't date, but because I know he didn't live to World War II, this is World War I. So, his name was Edward. We live in a time, a warlike time, when all of Europe is full of strife, and when men are marching in battle array to end each other's life. Response. We live in a time when our allies are now our enemies, and dictators are now our friends. Those who said we would help are left to dwindle on their own. Edwin. We live in an age of fear and dread, and the news that may come tomorrow from the battle's front with its countless dead to fill our hearts with sorrow. Response. We too live in an age of fear and dread, especially if you're a person of color. You do not know when a mass police will haul you away and send you to a foreign jail without redress. Edwin. We live in a day when pain and want are felt by many at home, and loved ones are watching with tearful tears for those who will never come. Response. We live in a day when many who can barely get by, whose fragile existence may be made worse, by removing their safety net, making the economy worse. Edwin. We live in a nation whose starry flag floats over the broad domain, and when patriarch sons of men dare all the rights retain. Response. We now live in a nation where a starry flag has become some signal of white supremacy, where you are only called a patriot if you follow their political leader, and rights are being signed away by a single pen stroke, and not being reined in by those who want power over what is best for our country. Edwin. We live in a land blessed with peace from east to the western sea, where no monarchs rule with iron hand, with humblest man is free. Response. We live in a land that's willing to cause a coup to attack Congress to stop the president's certification. We now have a monarch wannabe as our president, who admires those who rule with an iron hand, wants to take away the humblest freedoms. Edwin. We live in a state which we are proud of its chapter in history's page, whose divorces are few and birth rates are high, and we live to die of old age. Utah does have an honored response. Utah does have an honored history, but now wants as many ways to follow the monarch wannabe, willing to ignore the church teachings and villainize others because they are different. Edwin. We live in a town that respects the ages and is renowned for its right good cheer, and welcomes all those who wish to come to those gatherings twice a year. Response. I wish I could say our town respects the aged, and it's a culture for the young. Hope we're welcome to all, more than just at the gatherings. Edwin. We have lived in a town in days gone by when finances were rather scant, with the hope to increase our bank account. We got our sugar plant. Response. I fear now, due to our leader, things may get hard again, even harder for those who are on hard times. Even though I may be pessimistic of our present day, I have hope of those who are fighting for the homeless among us.
Yeah. Thank you, Larry. Anybody else? Joe? No? Got you? You want to send us home tonight?
I'll send us home, yeah. So a couple of weeks ago, at the International Poetry Festival, I did this piece, and it's kind of about what I thought would be like sort of a coming revolution. When I was growing up, I was growing up in Richmond, really sort of a difficult area, where there was a lot of stratification, like across all of our country between people who had something, people who didn't have something, and most of us didn't have a lot, but there was a lot of folks like trying to get into a gang and that sort of thing, and anyways, like I sort of Later, I wrote this piece about it when I came here to go to school at San Jose State, and kind of got into Silicon Valley, and that really sort of changed a lot about, like, you know, my life as a kid, you know, just being me and my mom, and living on, you know, mostly public assistance and things like that, to then, like, you know, having means and finding this place where there wasn't just means, there's like kind of freakish wealth in a way. And so I wrote this piece about stratification, but a couple weeks ago I didn't do this prelude to it. And so it's a kind of creepy prelude, because in my poems I play characters that sometimes are not me, you know, and so I've played these, I've played like kind of despicable characters. This doesn't have like a terribly despicable character, but there's just this different little prelude that's kind of like slightly strange, and I didn't read it then, so I'll read it now, or I'll recite it now. So there's the one that I read the other day. It starts with our solid state diode, and you'll kind of see what that happens there. And it's called "This Is What You're Up Against." We touch base, we interface, we lock our gears in and embrace your software, my wire hair. You electrify as your lenses stare. So sit down, touch my dial, change my channel, make me smile. Our solid state diode techno-commode flushes lives through plumbing that reaches to the other side of the globe, always to the other side of the globe. North Richmond, East Palo Alto, South Central, West Oakland, those places are on the other side of the globe. You can't see the other side, like the back of your head. You never know it's there till it gets whacked really hard. The other side of the globe, it's somewhere out in space. I think it's on Alpha Centauri. I think it's lost in space with Will Robinson and Penny. Can you spare a penny? Hell, you're dropping them on the sidewalk. You're dropping them in cars. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full. 1 million bags full. They might add up to something someday, you'd think, but it would take the whole lot of them. It's going to take the whole lot of us. This is what you're up against.
Woo! Thank you, folks. And we got food here and drinks, all right, and peruse the gallery and enjoy, and look forward to seeing you later in the week for the Poetry Invitational at Trenton Museum. All right. Great.
There you go.
Thank you to Joe. Thanks to Works. Thanks to Amy in the back.
Amy Beans! Vice President of Works, there you go.
I'm Joe, and Joe doesn't feel like Joeing.
There you go.